Okay, hello everyone, this is Stevenson here, and yeah, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Doki Doki Summertime mod. I guess we're gonna be going and continuing with this, hopefully, like I said before. Also, I decided, like, right after I made the last video, I decided to jump back to this and try again doing that little mini game or whatever, just to see if I could do everything right. Sure, that I go on Monika's route is kind of weird. I think it definitely has to do with the two choices from before, and like when I first started out in the I think the first video that I did of this, where two choices popped up, both of them involved picking Sayori or Monika, and I think because of picking Monika twice when I could on those, and then also trying to pick as many words that looks like, or not words, but acronyms that fits Monika or whatever. Because what I noticed when I clicked some of them, none of the three other Dokis would jump, but it was like stuff that sounds like that definitely would relate to Monika because of her, well, because of her fourth wall break tendencies and what she is and whatnot. In the base game anyways. Spoilers, by the way. And it was, if you haven't played the base game, but anyways, Steve, I brought you something. Let's just go and continue this. Sayori puts down a plate in front of me with a tiny slice of chocolate cake. Did she ask me about chocolate chip cookies? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Sayori, is this a cookie? Easy question. It's a piece of cake, Steve boy. Putting both of my hands on the table, I look around with the most serious poker face I can force. There's silence as I'm looking down at the sweet gift from Sayori. I let out a played up sigh and intensely focus on the plate with the cake. Here it comes. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Monika is the first one to laugh, and soon the others follow. I join with a soft chuckle. It seems like my attempts at humor was worth the risk. Oh, I just realized my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Jeez. This chocolate cake actually tastes amazing. I tried to take it slowly to savor the taste. Meanwhile, Sayori is gobbling it down like she's in an eating competition. Jeez. I listened to the girls chatting for a few minutes before I check the time. I really have to go now, otherwise I won't get there. Hey, sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to say goodbye before I go. That's nice of you, Steve boy. Will you come back after you're done? She'd like me to come back. That's really tempting, but I would feel like a fool not coming back with a big and heavy box and not even buying anything. I would, but I kind of have some other obligations for today. I actually do, although it's not something I couldn't skip out on. Or it's not something I couldn't skip out on. It's just a practice session with my team in a competitive online game. Oh, wait, what? What the fuck? I promised my team that we would practice today. I don't want to let them slack off. Your team? Oh, why, dude? Why? Are you the leader of the group? Yeah, I guess I am. That's so cool. I wasn't really nominated or anything. It's just how things turned out. Impressive. I wouldn't say having the carrier role or messaging people all the time to come and play is all that impressive. Unfortunately, I don't have time to explain all the details. On your way out, would you pay for our drinks as well, like a gentleman? Crap, I almost forgot about that. I can barely afford to pay for my own coffee, much less for everyone else. Maybe another time, Monika. Well then, I'll see you another time, Steve boy. Bye-bye, Steve boy. See you later. So yeah, it looks like I might be on Monika's route. It looks like, hopefully, fingers fucking crossed. That's why I'm gonna keep that old save there, just in case, you know. Okay, Monika and seriously smile at me, and Natsuki waves her hand as I leave them behind in a hurry. The coffee didn't cost a fortune, but spending so much on it doesn't feel like a good investment. You just drink it and that's it. What else do I get out of it? It's not like a game that stays in my collection. Luckily, I arrive at the shop in time. I get what Mom asked for and go straight home. Wasn't too heavy, but its shape made it awfully tedious to carry on public transport. On my way home, my thoughts were filled with today's events. It feels like I made the right choice by joining the girls. It all went surprisingly well. In fact, better than any interaction I had with the girls in school. Seeing how friendly they were to me, I think I made a good impression on all of them. Maybe I'll be able to get to know them even more in the future. Sorry, the sundle of sunshine I grew. Oh wait, what? I feel like this might be intentional. The sundle of sunshine I grew up with. Natsuki, who looks as cute as her cupcakes. Yuri, who's got a handful of interesting personality traits. Still, my thoughts are occupied with Monika. Not that I have a chance, but miracles can happen, right? Daydreaming aside, I have to make my mind whether I'm actually willing to start working out. Probably, if you're gonna fucking go up to front about that. Tuesday. Oh man. Interesting. It's a brand new day. Yes, it is indeed. Save. When it comes to another point in the game, in this mod, if there's like a choice or something, or that mini game again, the acronym mini game, I think I'm gonna make like a new save point every time, and all that good stuff. But anyways, not really. It's just Tuesday, but it can still be a good one. After stretching a bit, I look out my window and reminisce over the movie I watched yesterday. I wouldn't say it was funny or cool, but rather something different. It was a war movie, but the story wasn't as focused on shooting and big explosions as the ones I usually watch. Lucky for me, I didn't focus on romantic stuff either. I can only recall 2 scenes that would fit that description, and they weren't very long. As I understood it, the plot is centered around a guy around my age, and most of it happened just before his country entered a war. The protagonist himself was, I can't speak, but the protagonist himself was kind of funny, but not in a comedic way, with the occasional banter or snarky remark. Unlike some other stories I've heard of, he didn't join the army because of his girlfriend or whatever. He actually wanted to prove to his father, his community, and a girl who he felt unrequited love for that he's no longer the little troublemaker he was known as. The ending scene was kind of annoying, but exciting at the same time. He just received a letter from the girl he loved, inquiring about his fate. When his group spotted the enemy approaching their camp. With a handwritten letter in the breast pocket and his newly found friends by his side, they prepared for the defense. Then right before the battle began, the movie was over. It kinda makes me wish for a sequel. But at the same time, the story filled me with a feeling of ambition. Yeah, I felt ambitious. Sad is the fact that I had a good night's sleep, or some of that ambition is still lingering from yesterday. Whatever it I could tell it's a mistypo. It is. I feel I feel more motivated to do something new than on most days. Yeah, Sayori, the sundle of sunshine. God. But anyways, as I was going to the kitchen, I got to say bye to Mom in person for a change. She was just about to leave. Seeing her go to work kind of made me feel bad about staying home with nothing planned for my entire day. This thought kept me company as I had my morning coffee in front of the house. A light breeze aided me in cooling my hot drink. While enjoying the sweet, milky taste, I tried to come up with possible activities for today. The mug was half empty or half full when I saw a person running past our house in what appeared to be workout clothes. Not being an athletic person, I quickly dismissed the idea of doing the same. However, what I said to Monika, in an attempt to save face, might be a thing I could actually try. I helped Dad and some friends with moving in the past. It wasn't that bad, even if I got a little sweaty. I'm guessing a gym membership doesn't come cheap with all the expensive equipment they provide, but thinking about it makes me curious. How much is it actually? Going back to my room, I searched for local gyms and click on the first one that the search engine gave me. Looks really slick and professional with photos, short to the point, descriptions and whatnot. The thing that really grabbed my attention is a red headline saying they have a 1-month tryout period, but the offer expires this week. This is exactly what I was looking for. If I change my mind, which is very likely, I can just get a refund and maybe buy a video game instead. What a coincidence that this website was the first one to pop up on my screen. After spending almost all of my remaining allowance on the membership fee, I embark on my journey to this foreign place. Oh. Okay, that was kind of quick. I kind of clicked something. Standing in front of the gym, I feel hesitant to enter. I kind of spit on something else, try to wipe it off. There's an automated sliding door, a huge well-lit logo on the wall, and a colorful information board nearly placed next to the entrance. Heck, even a little reception from what I can see from the outside. I'm not trying to think myself out of it, but the whole building looks like a place you have to earn your way into. Otherwise, you'll get crushed like a low-level player who's trying to solo a boss monster. I've been milling about for a minute or two now. Look at my reflection, I take a deep breath. Here goes to nothing. I spent at least an hour at the gym. Although the statement is true, what I actually did during that time wasn't amazing at all. I tried to do some weightlifting with different kinds of equipment, but I must have been really bad at it because a coach came up to me to ask if I was doing okay. I confessed to being a complete newbie to this whole thing, and I'm really just improvising. And this coach said they usually only help premium customers, but I can get a little sample of their services. Maybe it's only because I barely know anything, but what I have been told in those few minutes was very helpful. After I tried out everything that seemed interesting, I went to take a nice hot shower. Use some deodorant too, just in case I got sweaty without me noticing it. I step out into the street and take a deep breath before I look around in hopes of getting an idea of what to do next. There's a girl approaching from a distance. Her confident stride catches my eye and holds my attention for a few seconds. Those few seconds were just enough time for her to get close enough for us to recognize each other. It's Monika. How come she's walking around this area? That's a stupid question. She has a lot going on in her life, so of course she's on the go. Without consciously making the decision, I wait for her. She waves at me and shoots me a genuine smile, like she's actually glad to see me. I try to suppress my grin and can feel my mouth curl into an awkward, stiff smile. When she comes closer to me, I keep looking away repeatedly. Her footsteps stop. She's standing barely more than an arm's reach away from me. Haven't seen you around this part of town, Steve boy. Oh boy. Well, it looks to be this dress, but I can't tell which kind it is. I think I might have seen it before on some kind of art. Is this the gym you were telling me about yesterday? Yeah, I guess. I'm glad you think this is a nice area. Did I say stuff like that yesterday? I was too wrapped up in my attempt to not look like such a sudden loser. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Wait, why does it matter what I think about it? No reason. Anyways, where were you headed before I got petrified by her crazy gorgeous gaze? I was thinking about what my next task should be for today. Yeah. Then I saw you and I get it. I like to take a walk when I want to organize my thoughts. Maybe it could help you too. So why don't you come and walk me to the music shop? You'll sort out your thoughts and I'll have some company on my journey. It's a win-win situation. You could tell me all about your plans, for example. And this is somehow scary and tempting at the same time. If I don't go with her, there's no telling when I'll get a chance like this again. However, if I go, I could easily embarrass myself and guarantee that she won't want to associate. That she won't want to associate with me. I feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'll go with you, Monika. Okay. She walks past me and turns back with an elegant little twirl. Then take the first steps. What does that mean? Or what does she mean? Is this one of those hints guys miss all the time? I mean, literally take the first step, otherwise we won't get anywhere. Alright, sorry. Off to a great start, Steve boy. I avoid talking about my supposed plans for a while by throwing the ball back to her and ask about the things she's involved in. The only surprise I have regarding the list of things she does is that she actually has time for it all. A day is 24 hours for her too, right? How can she do so many things? Well, I'm not one to talk. I like if I achieve two important things on the same day, that's already a busy day for me. Just think of something to do next, She said I could walk her to the music shop, but after that, she'd probably like to do her thing on her own terms. Plus, if she asks me about what I'm doing what I'm going to do after this, I'm afraid stomping noobs is not going to cut it for an answer. We arrive at what appears to be a music shop, but it seems to be closed with a note attached to the door. Monika walks closer and reads it. That's a shame. They changed their opening schedule and they aren't open on Tuesdays anymore. Well, I assume you have to go and take care of your own business, so I don't want to keep you up. It's been nice talking to you. Wait a second, Monika. I could stay more if you'd like. You're not thinking about striking your responsibilities, or skirting your responsibilities, are you? No, not at all. I thought it over while we were walking, and I have some time to kill at the moment. So that's so. Let me quickly improvise a plan. This really reminds me of a little thing my dad likes to tell me. Improvise, adapt, overcome. I don't know where he got it from, but it's a useful little reminder for me to not waver when facing new challenges. Here's an idea. If you aren't too tired after your workout, you could go for a long walk around town. I kind of felt bad not going hard during my workout, but it seems like that wasn't such a bad thing after all. So I should take the first step, right? It's up to you, Steve. When life comes knocking at your door, ignoring it is one option. I heard of life giving out lemons, but what does this knocking on my door one mean? I don't want any lemons right now. Okay, let's go, I guess. I think I know what it means, maybe, but I don't know. We start walking in what appears to be a direction picked at random. She seems to know this area well, so I assume she also knows where we might end up at. Some of the stuff is in English. Postizo, dental clinic, premium. And also I'm not sure if you guys recognized it, but like in that one previous background where it was like they're downtown in a city. Not this area, but it was like one area where it looked like some of the stuff was like in Japanese. So that might be a little bit of a continuity error for using a background of that place, but I guess that was like the best that someone could use for a setup for a mod like this. But anyways, I'm relieved when our conversational trails off from sharing our plans and we will talk more about basic things, subjects in school, music, traveling, etc. That's the level of seriousness I'm comfortable with. She told me she's been practicing some jazz piano songs. She also said that in a few weeks she'll be ready to present it to all of us. Seeing her being so passionate about it makes me want to listen to how far ahead she is after working on it for months. Our focus shifts towards even less serious topics, and at this point we're just messing about like we've been friends for a long time. Hey Steve boy, wanna hear a joke? Sure, what you got? Knock knock. Oh god, why did it have to be a knock knock joke? I heard more of them in my life than actual knocks on doors. Who's there? Just who? Just Monika. Is that supposed to be a reference to something, or is it simply a bad joke? By the way, I forced a smile as to not offend her by keeping a poker face. Good one. Wanna hear a different kind of joke? Go ahead. I'm tempted to say me, but she probably considers me a joke already, so it would just come off as a statement of fact. Please don't get upset if I don't laugh afterwards. That's okay, I'm used to it. Or used to. My voice trails off as I catch myself before going off about my ineptness. I searched my memory thoroughly and tried to recall one of the few really good jokes Dad told me when I was younger. It won't be the same as when he told it to me, but it should be good enough. Here's one. Once upon a time, there was a millionaire who collected the live alligators. He kept them in the pool in the back of his mansion. The millionaire also had a beautiful daughter who was single. One day, the millionaire decides to throw a party. At the height of the event, he announces a competition and details the terms of it. My dear guests, I have a proposition to every man here. I'll give $1 million, or my daughter, to the man who can swim across this pool full of alligators and emerge unharmed. To those brave few who would dare to try, come to the side of the pool. Several men came from the crowd and they started looking at the alligator-ridden water from in front of them. As the millionaire was playfully teasing them about looking like scared little boys, they heard the sound of a large splash in the pool. The guy was swimming with all his might, and the crowd began to cheer him on. Finally, he made it to the other side of the pool unharmed. The millionaire was impressed, and he said, "That was incredible, astonishing. I didn't think anyone could even dare to try. Well, I must keep my end of the bargain. Take your pick, my daughter, or the $1 million. The guy catches his breath and says, "Listen, I don't care about the money. I don't care about your daughter. Just tell me who's the bastard that pushed me into the pool. Yes, what the fuck? Okay. I don't care. Just tell me who's the bastard that pushed me into the pool. That was really funny, Steve Boy. Yeah, my dad used to teach me jokes like these. It's a good way to break the ice, he said. He's got a point. Do you know if the man later accepted the rewards? No, it's just a joke. It ends there. I don't like to overthink things, but perhaps there's more to it than you'd think. We can extract a lesson even from a simple story like this. From a joke? Are you joking? This is exactly what I'd expect from Monika, trying to turn a joke into some philosophical discussion. If I don't pay attention, she might go off and try to define what the definition of is. It's not that complicated, really. Remember how the man didn't willingly jump into the pool? Although this is an extreme case, it is sometimes necessary for people to be pushed to action. Just like the man who swam across the pool, we can all achieve much more than we think. He was raging and vengeful, but ultimately the person who pushed him helped him to take on a seemingly impossible challenge. But he could have died. Yes, just as many other people who take on high-risk jobs. For example, soldiers, firefighters, etc. I hope if you find yourself in a similar situation, you will resent the person pushing you to your limits. Don't worry, I won't even get close to a pool if it's filled with alligators. She sweetly smiles at me without replying to me. The next few minutes passes in silence as we walk down on a long street. The architecture of the buildings here show they were built recently. They have a distinctively sophisticated feel to them. It must be an upper class area. Alright, so I wonder how long this has been going on for. About 22 minutes in, almost. We take a turn and we are now walking in a more quiet part of town. The silence between us starts to feel awkward, so I decide to speak up. Remaining choices too. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I'm saving a new slot. Fuck this. I didn't expect to be here. You play video games too, Monika? Do you do anything simply for fun? I'll just ask her that. Monika, something just occurred to me. Ever since I first saw you, there was always something important or useful you seemed to be doing. Organizing, writing, presenting, studying. It's like all you do is stuff other people would consider work, or tiresome at the very least. So I was thinking, do you do anything just for fun? Oh, I am enjoying those things, Steve Boy. Well, most of them. But I guess you have a point. I don't usually talk about these things, but I've always been told by my family to spend my time in the most productive manner. If I wanted to play, I had to play a sport, solve a puzzle, practice music, or learn something new. It became a habit, and now it just comes to me without thinking about it. You literally spend every day working and studying. Okay, there's one thing we could all call a guilty pleasure of mine. And that is, it might sound mundane coming from me, but I like to watch TV and just shut out all the noise of the world from time to time. Although I don't do it very often, because it's kinda lonely watching it by myself. I'm 99% sure that wasn't a hint directed at me. Even if it was, I don't dare to suggest that I would volunteer in a heartbeat to watch TV with her. Now it's your turn to share your guilty pleasures. Would you like them ordered alphabetically or by category? Aha. Even if there are many, they can't be that bad. Okay, here's one. I like to play visual novels. There, I said it. Don't worry, you're not alone. Although I dislike how the writers often rely on common stereotypes for the characters within. Okay, so hold on. Was that a reference to us, the player? Because since, after all, like, if we weren't into visual novels, I guess, quote unquote, and into something like DDLC, I guess we wouldn't be here, or at least I wouldn't be here playing a mod on this game. And I would probably just go on about my business playing something else like Final Fantasy VII or something. Well, anyways, do you play them too? Well, not really. It's more complicated than that. I look at her quizzically, waiting for an explanation for her unusual answer. Give me some time to think it over. A minute passes, but she still hasn't said another word. I guess she just wanted to drop the subject. Is she still self-aware? Remaining choices. One. Oh my god, okay. I guess I could save it right here, because it's another choice. She probably doesn't. I mean, looking at someone like Monika, it doesn't look like she would probably willingly go out of her way to play video games. I don't know, you know, fuck it, let's just see what it is, and if it's a bad choice, then I'll reverse back and choose the other. Monika, can I ask you something? You just did. Oh, come on. I'm making it way too easy for her to tease me, but I don't dare to call her on it. Ask away, but you don't need my permission, like I'm royalty, you know? Okay, so, I know this might be a weird question, but do you play video games? I do indeed. What? Excuse me. Not very often, per se, but I like to play competitive games now and then. What? What? And here I was expecting it to be the least likely. The least likely, what the fuck? Whoa, really? I mean, that's cool. I like to play games like that too. Do you think we could? Gosh, even I can hear the desperation in my voice. It wouldn't surprise me if she suddenly disappeared while I'm not looking. What the fuck's her face? I can see her, one of her eyebrows are like raised. Like, what is this? It's just too good. Sorry, I got a little too excited. I can't say I'm surprised, but I hope you're not one of those guys who obsess over girls who like things that aren't considered girly, like gaming. Because if you are, you'd most likely enjoy Vivian's company to mine. Wait, what? Vivian's a foreign exchange student in our school. Her red hair is always unkept and she's often seen making weird faces with a tired scowl as her default expression. She likes video games too, but I don't think even the games like her back. Speaking of hobbies, kinda like reading. Have you picked up a book instead of a game recently? Let me get back to you on that later. Sure thing. Fucking afraid, just like... I mean, honestly, you know, me in real life, as crazy as this sounds, yes, I do read books myself. Only if it's like really interesting and I get invested in it after reading it for a little bit. And if it's nothing interesting, I'll most likely drop it. And oh boy, sorry about the background noise. Noises be what it is, I guess. We walk in silence once more. I look at Monika and see a determined look on her face. With every step she takes, confidence emanates from her. This whole situation makes me question what her motive could be for walking around with a guy like me. It's not like I'm that great or anything. Even the joke I told her wasn't something I came up on my own. And just presenting things other people made in my own way, that doesn't merit appreciation, right? Suddenly she speaks up with a soft voice, but without looking at me. Not far now. Whoa. Oh, what the fuck? Monika keeps walking without another word, like she has her sights locked on her target. Maybe she wants to show me an interesting view of this place? Is it just me, or do I hear wind? She stops wordlessly and leans on the railing, looking over the calmly flowing river deep below us. I stand in the middle of the bridge and stare out over the water, gripping the railing with one hand. I hold my breath for a moment, letting out a shaky sigh. My eyes are closed and I can feel a breeze brushing past my face. I'm reminded of the sensation of weightlessness. Steve boy, she suddenly calls out to me with an anxious tone in her voice. Yes, Monika? You just seemed really somber for a moment. I got worried you were going to start crying for some reason. Don't worry, I'm not like that. Glad to hear that. Let's hope you won't get a reason in the near future. What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Don't overthink it. She has a point. I'm probably just imagining hidden meetings where there are none. I turn back to the river and enjoy the view a little more. We stand there silently for what feels like a couple of minutes. I'm going home, Steve boy. I turn over to Monika and see that she's already taking steps in the direction we came from. Did we come here just for the view? I was supposed to say something. Monika, wait. She slowly comes to a halt and turns to me halfway. I'm listening. Would you mind if I walked you home? Not at all. In fact, I'm glad you're taking the initiative. But before we go, I have to let you know, I can't invite you in. See, my dad is very particular person. He even criticizes the girls I'm friends with. No wonder she's out of my league. She's probably being held to such much higher standards than me. My disappointment is probably written all over my face, but I try to hide it by looking at the ground and away from Monika. Well, I can live with that. Shame. Alright, Monika starts walking again, and I hastily follow and catch up with her. We take a similar path as we did before arriving at the bridge. Alright, so anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and probably stop here. Maybe that was a good choice I chose for the second choice. That was interesting, being able to choose a different choice. Then again, there's something similar like that in the base game, or if you tried to choose Monika or Sayori for the weekend hangout. Natsuki and Yuri said no. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here because it's going on for a while. Practically 31 minutes now, obviously, as you can see. But anyways, yeah, I guess that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next one when I continue playing through this. I'm sorry if I keep making the video kind of long, and I'm just getting really invested in this. That's all. But anyways, yeah, that's all. Hope you hopefully enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.